Thanks again to Fast Travel Games for providing a key to make this video possible. Alright, places people. Bring down those lights. Get those cameras rolling. And action. Fast Travel Games, the creators behind numerous VR titles such as Vampire the Masquerade Justice, Broken Edge, and even Mannequin, have decided to come out with yet another title to their catalog in the form of Action Hero, a VR action shooter that brings the thrill of action movies straight to your home, allowing you to become the movie star you've always dreamed of, and with way less special effects to boot. So, is this one a smash hit for the ages, or yet another box office bust? Only one way to find out. In Action Hero, you play as the leading role across 5 different movies, with each one tackling a different movie genre and changing the sort of weapons, traps, and enemies you'll have to contend with. One moment you'll be punching henchmen while dodging ancient traps and dinosaurs, then before you know it, you'll be slipping through laser grids while robots fly about trying to shoot you. All action, few breaks, and none of the hassle that comes with big budget movie making. I also have to take a second to appreciate the game's art style and various details. The bad guys all wear red masks to make it easy to see them, numerous weapons have yellow markings to help them stand out, and the overall art style feels like having stepped into an interactive movie. And despite the Quest 3 being the talk of the town the past few months, seeing developers still make sure the game is great on Quest 2 puts a smile on my face. You know, cause it's the only headset I have at the moment. Before I talk about the gameplay, I want to give a quick shout out to the game settings. You've got obvious stuff like controller vibrations and screen shake, but also some unique ones such as changing the director's voice or displaying ammo for guns. More importantly though are the comfort options, which are really good if you want a more relaxed gameplay experience. Projectile protection offers extra hit points in case you want to become Rambo. Projectile velocity reduces the speed of enemy bullets, alongside both extra ammunition and laser sights in case you tend to miss shots. There's even the option to toggle the golden gun, a special weapon that shows up whenever you end up stuck on a particular scene too often. With its unlimited ammo and indestructible frame, it's more than enough to help get past a particular tricky scene, though kills with it do not add to the score. Though I think the best setting of all, though calling it a setting is a stretch, are multiple save slots. This sounds like an odd thing to get excited for, but far too many VR titles tend to neglect them for some reason. At least ones where I would really like to show it off to friends without having to ruin progress. Action Hero's gameplay loop is pretty easy to explain. Defeat all the enemies present in a given scene to progress to the next one. You can shoot or throw weapons at faraway foes, as well as punch or steal weapons from anyone who gets too close. There's not much else to it really. Well, except for a few things. Bullets have travel time to them, which you'll need to account for when shooting. Though this is only for longer range foes, as your gun will give a burst of speed when firing. Guns will break if you try and have them block bullets, while melee weapons will block them just fine, which makes them perfect for throwing towards rapid fire foes. And lastly, there's no virtual movement to be found, so prepare to move, lean, and bend those knees to dodge bullets and reach for guns. Action Hero prides itself on the lack of virtual movement, so whether you're new to VR or have years of experience like me, it should be easy to handle it. Once you progress through enough scenes, you'll complete the act. Each one acts as the game's checkpoint system. Fail the scene, and you restart at the beginning of a given act, so it helps to try and do what you can in as few takes as possible. There are 4 acts for each movie before they're considered complete, so your work isn't done until all of them are completed from start to finish. Fortunately, you can save and quit at any time in case you want to pick it back up for later. The one thing you'll likely notice is that most of the action is happening in slow motion. This isn't just some movie magic. Rather, the action only speeds up whenever you move. It's the main mechanic that gives Action Hero its charm. While bad guys are shooting at you and everything is blowing up, you're able to take it all in to plan your next move. Obviously, a lot of people will be quick to compare this sort of gameplay style to Superhot, especially the VR version, since both games run on the premise of time only moving when you do. Though in the case of Action Hero, it's framing all of this as one big love letter to action movies with its over-the-top action, as opposed to Superhot's minimalist art style and unique narrative. Both are good in their own rights for sure, don't get me wrong. I just feel like calling Action Hero a super hot clone or ripoff robs it of the accomplishments it's done. There's more weapons to play around with like grenades and rocket launchers, which is pretty cool. The action movie premise adds more gimmicks that can catch you off guard compared to the bug standard red figures. Plus, there's a button you can press to manually speed up time without having to swing your arms wildly, which, by the way, will twirl any guns you have in your hands. Really fun stuff. Action Hero may seem rather short given how quickly you'll go through each act of a given movie, but there are numerous incentives to replay each of them. At the end of each movie, you're rewarded with one of 4 types of trophies based on your performance in one of 3 different categories. The time category is based on how much time you've spent in the movie, which includes resets from death. The collectible category is all about finding the hidden coffee cups scattered about various scenes. And lastly, the score category tracks kills, headshots, destructibles, and manually fast forwarding. So if you're all about score, collectible hunting, or speedrunning, there's definitely stuff to do. It should also be noted that once you find a coffee cup, it'll stay collected permanently, so you don't have to memorize their location each attempt or survive the entire act just to keep them, allowing most early playthroughs to focus on soaking in the environment of each scene while looking for these coffee cups, before going wild with the action. If all that wasn't enough, once you've completed all 5 movies, you'll unlock the director's cut for each one, adding some new twists and thrills you'll never expect. Action Hero is a pretty strong reminder that there are some things that can only truly be experienced within VR. Dodging bullets whizzing past you in slow-mo, reaching towards weapons while explosions are happening around you, punching freaking raptors. It's exactly the reason I still hold on to the 64GB Quest 2 4 years later. It may be old, low on storage, and have a battery life that drains way too fast, but boy does it offer some of the most fun around. It's also nice to see the time dilation aspect make a return in VR in a way that is more arcadey and fast paced, while still retaining some puzzle and strategy here and there. Combine all this with its low price tag, simplistic gameplay, and multiple save slots, and Action Hero makes for a perfect showcase of VR to friends and family alike. Plus, with the weekly challenges and tease of future movies in the works, I have a feeling Action Hero has a lot more in store. So if you too want to become an action hero, this is definitely the game for you. Action Hero is available now on the MetaQuest store for $19.99. Don't forget to use my referral link in the description below to support me and get 15% off. Once again, thanks to Fast Travel Games for being so kind to let me experience a gem like this. What are you waiting for? It's almost time for the next take. Let's make this one for the history books. And action!